on. Let's talk about some fragrance. Because I like to smell good. I don't know about anybody else in here that's watching. I like to smell good. I like to walk past my woman and she turn her head and be like, mm, mm, mm. I love it. It's just something about that. I've always loved it. You know, they used to call me Mr. Smell Good when I was growing up. You know, I used to walk down the halls of school and people could always tell where I was because what I wore was just that distinctive. You know, I didn't wear what everybody else wore. You know, I've always tried to smell good, you know, smell different. So as I got older, I continued to wear various fragrances, you know, that were not the standard, you know, right up the line, you know, Polo Green, Dracar Noir. Yeah, I look, if that was your thing, that was your thing. I just was not into it. I did not want to smell like pine trees or smell like everybody else that drowned themselves in Dracar. You know, every locker room in high school smelled like BO and Dracar. Every 12-year-old boy smelled like butthole and Dracar. Period. It just is what it is. I didn't. I wore Halston, I-12. I wore De Rothschild. You know what I'm saying? I wore Carolina Herrera. I stole them from my dad, of course. You know, I'd steal a spray every once in a while. But my dad, to me, he smelled like money all the time. So he gave me the inspiration to always smell good, you know, and it just is what it is. But as I got older, you know, fragrances started to get ridiculous. Some of these price tags are ludicrous for some oils and some other hints and extracts and alcohol and whatever. But you're getting 3 or 4 ounces of something and you're paying three, four, five, sometimes $500 for these fragrances. And granted, they smell good, but if you wear them, you're going to have to replace them on a regular basis. So, which brings me to these videos, to the purpose of these lines of videos that I'm going to put out. I am going to talk about a few lines of clones or budget alternatives to more expensive fragrances, but not just the ones you find at Dollar Tree, you know, this, that, and the other. We're talking about ones that are quality, that have the longevity, have the projection, have the sillage, and are at least 90% as close to the original as you're going to get, which is fine because I don't know about any, you know, where you guys are, but I live in a small town in eastern North Carolina, and 90% of the population of this town wouldn't even know what Killian's Angel Share or Nishane Ani is. They all know Polo Green. They all know Dracar Noir. I guarantee you that. But they don't know anything about the new niche and the new designer brands. So I'm going to talk about four, just real quick, talk about four that I found in 2023 that are amazing fragrances. And when I tell you the value for the price is unparalleled. We're going to start off right here with Bade Al Oud Sublime. And this comes from the House of Lattafa. Now, this is, when it first came out, they said it was a clone of Kayali's Juicy Apple, which Kayali's Juicy Apple is definitely more feminine than this. This is a more unisex fragrance. While it may be reminiscent of the Kayali Juicy Apple, it still has enough musk to make it a masculine and a patchouli to where it carries it enough to where after the dry down, it can be a masculine fragrance. Now, the notes you're going to find in this, in the top, you're going to get some crisp apple, you're going to get some lychee, you're going to get some rose. Then it'll dry down a little bit, and then you'll get some sweet plum for some more rich sweetness. And then you'll get an undertone of jasmine to give it more of a floral, a rich floral, like a white florals. And then when it dries down, that's when you get a hint of vanilla, but that's when that musk and that patchouli is going to push through. And that is what makes this more of a unisex fragrance and not so much just a lady's fragrance. Now, there are still a lot of men that are probably going to say this is too feminine, but like there are a lot of men that can pull it off. I wear it on a regular. Now my girl, this is her fragrance. You know what I mean? But I'll still rock it when I feel like it. You know, it is what it is. I'm 6'3", 230 pounds. I have yet to have anybody say I smell like a girl. So, and for the price point, under $30, Kayali Juicy Apple is 200 plus, under 30. Can't beat it. Projection, sillage. I'm talking about you get at least 8 hours on skin. It's beast mode I'm talking about it is beastly for at least the first hour, hour and a half. The sillage of it, projection is great. Doesn't it's disclaimer. This is a clone. This is alternative. The main thing that keeps most clones from being almost 100% the original is the initial blast. If you can wait 3 to 4 minutes before you judge the fragrance and just let it dry a little bit on your skin, I guarantee you won't know the difference. And it just is what it is. Well, at least with these four. Now, granted, I do have some that are just trash. Not all clones are good. Do not get it twisted. Not all clones are good. A lot of them are dumpster fires. And I will talk about them too. But not today. Today we're going to talk about some bangers. Let's go on to the next one. Look at this beautiful bottle here. Oh, the heft on this bottle is just great. Nice magnetic cap. I don't even have to spray this. This is so good. This is from the Woods collection, and it's called Dusk. And this is a clone of Parfums de Marly Layton. Now, Detour Noir is still the best bang for your buck. And Al Haramain's what is it, the blue iconic, not iconic blue, but the blue edition or whatever, I believe that's what it is probably the closest to Layton, but that price has gone up so much that if you're going to buy that one, you might as well just go ahead and buy Layton. But for the price point, this one is fire on a stick. Running through hell with gasoline draws on fire. Fire. From the initial spray, give it 30 seconds. You know exactly what it is. And that apple pie sweetness that you get from Layton, that vanillic dry down with that sandalwood. Oh, mm, 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 mm. For those of you that don't know Layton, it is probably one of the most popular fragrances across the board, men, women, whatever have you. It's probably one of the most popular designer fragrances there are right now. But it also costs $200 or better. And a lot of people cannot, I mean, let's be real. A lot of people can't afford to dish that out for something that they're going to wear on a regular basis. It's not like you're just going to spray one spray a year. If you had something you're going to spray one spray a year, yeah, sure. Sure, that might be an investment for you for that special occasion. But if you wear cologne like I wear cologne, $200 is just not a worthwhile investment. It's just not. My wife would kill me. Dead, dead. But anyway, the notes you find in dusk, the top notes are going to be that crisp apple. You've got a hint of mandarin orange and some lavender. And then it blends out into some violet, some geranium, into some jasmine. And then the base notes are going to be vanilla, cardamom, some pepper, some sandalwood, and that patchouli. And it turns out to be an apple pie, apple fritter. Lord have mercy. If you don't know, now you know. Get you some Dusk Woods collection. Now we'll go to this one. Now there are many, many, many clones of Killian's Angel Share. And the argument people say is that Kismet Angel is the best. Some people say Fire Your Desire is the best. Some people might even say that Latafa Kamra is the best. Latafa Kamra is so popular now that they got a TikTok channel pretty much devoted to people talking about how good it is. Latafa Kamra is hands down probably the best inspired by a clone ever created. That's no cap. That's fact. But it is not Angel Share. It might be inspired by Angel Share, but there is actually a cologne called Dates of Dubai, Dates in Dubai, or something of that nature about dates that actually that Kamra is a clone of. Excuse me. But as far as the actual clones of Angel Share, there are 3 that have recently come out that are just heads and tails above the others. Kismet Angel probably smells maybe the closest to Angel Share itself, but the performance of it is just not good off the newer batches. Now, if you got one from a couple of years ago when it first came out, you're lucky. But the batch I got, it doesn't even last 2 hours on skin. And the price has gone up significantly. Then you have Aris, which is amazing. Amazing. To me, it's more of like a Middle Eastern twist on Angel Share, so it's a little spicier as far as being is not as boozy. But Sharaf Blend by Zamaya. This bad boy here. This is probably the closest thing to it. Hands down, no question, probably the closest thing to it. Boozy, date, vanillic, cinnamon, winter. This is a winter piece masterpiece right here. A wintertime masterpiece. See, I can't even talk. This thing made me speechless, tongue-tied. Zamaya is the house that it comes from. Sharaf blend. This or Enigma Dew, you can't go wrong. Now, Enigma Dew by Fragrance World is probably 1A and 1B as far as clones go of Angel Share. If you don't know, now you know. I just prefer Sharaf blend because it lasts longer. Enigma Dew is louder and has more projection for the first 2 hours. But Sharaf blend is smoother and it lasts longer, in my opinion. But either way, you can't go wrong. And last but not least, we got number one with a bullet. And yes, I said it, number one with a bullet. See that right there? Somebody thought it would be a good idea to market a bottle that looked like it's been shot twice. Good God Almighty. Nishane Ani. Nishane Ani. Ginger. Vanilla. I mean, you got the little bit of bergamot in there, but this is a ginger, amber, benzoin, black currant. 95% Ani. Ani might be a little more effervescent smelling off initial spray, but other than that, you cannot beat the quality of this juice from initial spray to dry down. This stuff is the bomb. And you heard it here. You probably heard it in other places too, but I'm just here to co-sign on some of the things that you probably have been hearing. And if you don't know, now you know. So anyway, just wanted to wrap it up. We talked about the Bade Alu Sublime Tahitian Treat. If Tahitian Treat was a fragrance, Dusk Woods, Amazing Latent Clone, Sharaf Blend, Angel Share, yes, and Spectre Ghost. Mm, mm, mm. Get you some. Peace, love, and hair grease.